Hey there, little ones. Gather around for an amazing story from the Bible about a man named Daniel. He was a super special friend of God who loved to pray every single day. Daniel would talk to God in the morning, at lunchtime, and before bed. He was always thanking God and asking for help. Now, in the land where Daniel lived, there was a big, important king. The king had some helpers who weren't very nice. They didn't like how much Daniel loved God, so they came up with a tricky plan. They told the king, "Hey, how about we make a new rule? Nobody can pray to anyone except you for a whole month." The king thought that sounded pretty cool, so he said, "Okay," and made it a law. But guess what? Daniel heard about this new rule and decided to keep praying to God anyway. He knew in his heart that talking to God was more important than following a silly rule. So, 3 times a day, just like always, Daniel would go to his room, open his window, and pray to God. The mean helpers were watching Daniel, and they caught him praying. They ran to the king and tattled on Daniel. "Your Majesty, Daniel is breaking your new law." The king felt sad because he liked Daniel, but he had to follow his own rule. So, the king had to do something really scary. He had Daniel thrown into a big pit full of hungry lions. Can you imagine how frightening that must have been? But Daniel trusted God to keep him safe. The next morning, the king ran to the lion pit and called out, "Daniel, did your God save you from the lions?" And guess what? Daniel answered, he was okay. God had sent an angel to close the lions' mouths, so they couldn't hurt Daniel at all. The king was so happy and amazed. He helped Daniel out of the pit and then did something really cool. He told everyone in the kingdom that Daniel's God was the true God and that everyone should respect him. And that's the incredible story of Daniel in the lion's den. It teaches us that we should always trust God, even when things seem scary or hard. God is always with us, just like he was with Daniel. So, boys and girls, remember to pray and talk to God every day. He loves to hear from you, and he'll always be there to help you, no matter what. Isn't that awesome? Now, let's all roar like friendly lions to celebrate Daniel's bravery and God's amazing power.